Whoa, 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 what's wrong? What's wrong?
You are not going to kill me?
No, silly, I'm not gonna kill you. I was just testing out the low light capability of the A7R2 and the A6500. Alright guys, I'm back. This is Sean from Southwestern Studios. And now that Jennifer is fast asleep, we have time to come down and do some testing. So as far as the Sony E-mount camera systems goes, we all know pretty much now that the A7S II is the king of low light. And if you're going to be doing exclusive low light, then you will get that camera. Mostly for video, but maybe sometimes for stills. It depends, but mostly for video. Now, speaking of video, we also have two very capable cameras, which is the A7R2 and the new A6500. Now, as we can tell already, that the A7R2 is actually no slouch itself in low light, especially when you're shooting in Super 35 mode. You can actually crank that ISO up pretty high and get some good results. Now, we want to put that against the A6500, and we want to see just what kind of results we can get from that, and do a little comparison and see, is it worth it A7R2 low light, or is it worth it A6500 low light? Is there a difference, or is there a huge difference? We want to test this right now, and we're going to find out. All right, so first things first, we will be shooting this both on the A6500 and the A7R2 in Super 35 mode. So we have similar field of views. We're going to be shooting it with the 85mm 1.4G Master, which is currently one of the fastest lenses that Sony has for the E-mount system. So again, we're going to test the capabilities of both these cameras and check them out and let you know exactly which one we find. I don't know if you can see right now, but there's an actual bat flying around the water. It just passed me right now. So sit back, enjoy, and we will talk about the results later. All right, so the test is now finished. Now, from what I've been able to gather, just looking at the back of the LCD screen, is that they are both very similar when it comes to the high ISO performance in video mode. So that's a good thing. That means that this smaller APS-C camera and the A6300 can hang with a big full frame A7R2 when it comes to video low light performance, which is very, very good. Okay, so about the stills, now here's where we see, or here's where we start to see the big difference. So when taking a look at these stills, and I'm going to show on a little bit later on as the ISOs ramp up, what you notice from the big A7R2 is the fact that even though the noise starts getting there, the detail still remains pretty much throughout. So the sharpness is there at 64, but once you go up to 25,600, the sharpness is still there, and it's pretty good. Now, with the A6500, it's still pretty detailed, and it's still pretty sharp, but you will notice more noise, about 2 times the amount of noise, and you will also notice that the image quality starts to degrade fairly quickly once you ramp up to those higher ISOs. So at, I think it was ISO 25,600 on this one, you can still see the clarity and detail even though there was some noise. On this one right here, the pictures still look good. Let me stress that again, the pictures still look very good, but you could notice the significant drop in detail and clarity and resolution on the image. So again, is that low light shooting capability worth the extra price for this one right here? Or is it good enough for you to use this one right here? Because I'll tell you right now, if you're getting a camera like this, you're not going to be looking to use it at 25,600 ISO for pretty much any purpose except the most extreme circumstances. And even one like this, you might not be looking to purchase it for that, but it can be used. So my personal opinion on this is that the A6500 gives you excellent image quality for the money that you're paying. You're not paying a little, you're paying a lot. But the image quality will be good. And when will you be in situations where you're gonna be shooting complete darkness without any light, ramping up to ISO 25,600 and above? Chances are with a camera like this, you're not gonna be using this for any sort of situation like that. So why would you have to worry about it? Well, I've worried about it for you, and the results are in. Now, when using a camera like this where you need more dynamic range and latitude, then you might find yourself in a situation by having that high ISO. But again, the question becomes, it's really, really expensive. So is that expense gonna be worth what you get out of this? So that's a question that you can answer yourself. However, I will say though, that both do good in low light, both do great in low light video. And the significant difference between them is the fact that here you will lose detail and you will get more noise, and that's obvious. But over here, you have a little more noise, but you have so much more detail that at the end of the day, they both take great pictures. And even the picture right here, as long as you're not cropping in, you should still be fairly happy with the results that you get. So anyway guys, this was a test between the A6500, the A7R II low light battle. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll be back for more Sony E-mount camera videos and such very soon. You hear the music going on behind me? I think it's time to wrap this up and go get something to eat. All right guys, take care.